So we are now recording. And I just want to remind everyone that our dates are starting today, 4 consecutive Tuesdays at 10 o'clock on the West Coast and then 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Your worksheets will be sent to you for the next class before Friday, and all the recordings will be sent within 24 hours of the call. So this is just a reminder of what to expect in the masterclass. We are going to have a step-by-step tool that you are going to be building throughout your worksheets. And week 1 is all about understanding your personal credit versus your business credit and why it's important to have business credit. Week 2 is all about building the foundations and the credibility piece. And week 3 is building vendor accounts. So those are your trade accounts. And week 4 is all about making sure that you are fundable and being able to do a funding application for those who have not already done that to see what is available for you. We will also have a bonus week clarifying your credit reports. And as we go along, you'll have checklists and guidelines to help you. Also a reminder that you have email submissions to me. You can send as many as you desire. I'll respond within 24 hours. I would suggest to go ahead and put 3 or 4 questions together that you might have and then submit those all at once. And I do have a question here already. So let me type into the chat where you can find these worksheets. If you check your email that I sent several times, you will be able to access them from there too. So it's actually the creditgal.biz. And I'm putting that in the chat. Whoop. And it's the creditgal.biz/MC for masterclass and week 1. So you should be able to click on that and access those. 74 sheets, 5 if you print out the notes section. So let me know if you still need those. So I just want to remind everybody why you decided to sign up for this masterclass. You don't want to be turning over your couch cushions anymore looking for financing for your business from those couch cushions. You will be able to get access to more funding through this process. You'll be able to get better rates and loans because we're going to be establishing credit in the name of your business and not on your personal side. You'll have higher credit limits. You'll be able to build credit in the name of your business based on your employee identification number. You'll have asset protection. We'll be able to protect your family because you're going to be building credit in the name of your business and not using your personal credit anymore to run your business. And that will enable you to start, grow, or scale, and you'll have major tax advantages. So take out your worksheets. Hopefully everyone has those. And we are going to go through those. And I tried to make this easy for everyone so that as I'm saying things, you didn't have to take a lot of notes. And you can just go ahead and fill in the blanks that I've left for you. I find that it makes it a lot easier when you're going through trainings of this type. So you're sitting on that gold mine. You have your worksheets in front of you. Hopefully everyone has access to those by now. And I'm going to start by saying that the biggest resource you have as a business owner is your EIN, and you are not leveraging it. Establishing credit in the name of your businesses is powerful in that it allows your business to grow credit in the name of the business. The business then builds its own credit profile and credit score. Again, it's having that EIN, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And since the credit is in the name of the business, it is not based on the business's ability to pay. I'm sorry, it's based on the business's ability to pay and not the business owners. So can you see how powerful that is for your business? With an established credit profile and score, your business will now qualify for credit. The business will now be able to get things such as the Staples, the Lowe's, because as we build, and you'll see this in week 2, as we build the foundation of your credibility in your business, you are now going to be, think of it as building blocks. You are now going to be able to start by building your vendor accounts or your trade lines, as we call them, and we'll build from there into the other types of credit accounts for your business. So on your worksheets, I am under the heading of Why Business Credit. Business credit will double your borrowing ability. For example, if you in your personal world have your highest credit limit on a credit card as $10,000, you are now, as a business owner, going to be able to attract anywhere from 50 to possibly 300,000 in credit in the name of your business. And this makes your business more lendable, because the more you build, the more credit you have available to you. The banks will start coming to you. As you continue to grow your business credit, you'll be able to qualify for higher approvals. And the reason that this works is because your credit in the name of your business, and I know I keep emphasizing that, and I'll explain why in just a moment. As you're building that business credit, your lenders and your banks are going to start coming to you and offering you higher approvals on your business credit cards and your loans and your credit lines, because you are building that foundation to be able to show credibility for your actual business. It does not have to go against your personal Social Security number. That's why the EIN is so important. And I know that there are some of you participating in this course that have not incorporated as of yet. We've had those conversations and directed you into the area that you need to go to be able to make that happen. This course is great because you're learning all the things while you're establishing that credit. I'm sorry, while you're establishing that incorporation for your business. You'll have everything in a row. And business credit has nothing to do with personal credit. There is no personal liability. This is the only legal way that you can have 2 credit reports: your personal credit report and your business credit report. The 2 do not mix, nor should they. If you currently believe that you have a business credit card and it has your business name on it and it has your personal name on it, double check to make sure it's not reporting to your personal credit reports. If it is not a business credit card. It's a credit card that the bank gave you with your business name on it, and they do know, it does state on your credit reports that it's used for business purposes. However, it still is affecting your personal credit. So you can quickly establish a credit profile and a score for your business. As we go through these steps, you'll see how easy it is. Does it take time? Of course. In the world of credit in general, personal versus business, it takes at least 30 days to establish anything. In the personal world, it could take up to 6 months. In the business world, it could take up to 2. So your business credit scores, here's the biggest difference between your business and your personal credit. Your business credit scores are only based on one main factor. Your personal credit scores are based on 5, and with each one of those 5, there's subcategories up to 1520. So we're now on your worksheet on page 2, and I want to talk a little bit about the difference between your personal and business credit. But before I do that, I would like to check the chat to see if anyone has any questions or concerns that they need a little clarification on. Okay, so it seems to be okay. So let's move to page 2. So what I've done for you here, because this can be so difficult to understand, I wanted to break it down for you and make it a little bit easier. So your personal credit scores have at least 5 factors in them. Let me go back a slide so you can see what I'm talking about there. And on your worksheets, I have broken this down for you. So your payment history is how you pay your bills. Are you on time or are you late? Your credit utilization is all about how much of the available credit that you have currently in your personal world do you actually use. The industry says that you should be under 30%. So if you have a $1,000 limit on your credit card and you use $300 each month and pay that, and then use another $3 and pay that, you're at a 30% utilization rate. So all it is the percent of the dollar amount of what you're using versus what you have available. I personally like to be under a 20% usage. It will benefit you to have a higher FICO credit score. So 15% of your score is the length of credit history, and that's just how long in your lifetime have you actually established credit. I had a client that had a 13-year-old daughter, and she asked me, when is it too soon to start establishing credit? 13 was fine as long as she has a social security number. So they got a credit card for the young lady. The mother co-signed it. Within a few years, she was able to have the child just then go and get her own credit cards. And at the age of 16, this young lady started to build her credit. And she was able to, at the age of 21, to purchase a home. So how soon you start is actually more beneficial because it shows the length of time that you have handled your credit and responsibly handled your credit. And then the last two are 10% is your new credit that you obtained. It's also known as inquiries. Are you applying for credit too much? That is something that lenders will look at when they view your personal credit report, even as a business owner. All of this is all based on how responsible you are with credit. A bank, a non-traditional lender, they're going to look at your personal credit report first. So it's very important that we have this where it needs to be so that it's even more beneficial to have your business credit. And right now you're wondering, well, I want credit in the name of my business. So why am I spending so much time talking about my personal side? It all starts from here. Unless you are a major corporation like Walmart, you've already established it, you very rarely are you going to walk into a bank and they're going to hand you a business credit card in the name of your business and the name of your EIN without viewing your personal credit reports first. It's very, very rare. And that's why week 2 of the masterclass is all about building the credibility of your company and getting the foundation. And the last thing that you want to look at is the mix of credit you have is 10% of your score. And what that means is your credit score is based on how you handle credit. It's usually revolving credit cards. However, your mortgage, which is an installment, and your auto, which is an installment, you have a set amount of money that you have to pay each month. They do show up on your credit reports. So the mix of credit would involve any kind of real estate ownership, any vehicle ownership, a store credit card, and a bank credit card are the 4 ideals that you want to have, at least one of each. And that mix, even though it's only 10%, it does make a difference on your FICO credit score. So the screen that you've been looking at is all about your business credit score. And Dun & Bradstreet calls it a paydex score. The other 2 credit reporting agencies call it something different. Most lenders look at your Dun & Bradstreet score. So it's only based on one factor, and that's how you pay your bill. They want to make sure that you are creditworthy and that you are going to pay that bill. So earlier I spoke about trade lines, and a trade line, we're going to get into it more deep on week 2 of the masterclass, but a trade line is simply an established line of credit with a net 10, net 15, or net 30 days of payment. So based on your business credit score, if you make a payment ahead of time, example, you purchase something from a Uline or a Quill, and it's supplies for your office, you purchase that yesterday and tomorrow you pay it. You're gonna have a 100% score or 100 score. So if you pay it promptly when it's due, you have an 80, and you want to be above the 80. This chart shows that if you go beyond so many days late, your score goes down, and that is not something that you want to do because that is not going to be credible for you. So building business credit allows you to separate from your personal credit, and it's important to protect your personal credit and to also utilize it as leverage when building credit in the name of your business. I said this earlier, why are we spending so much time on our personal credit scores when it's business credit that I'm looking to establish? When you establish business credit, your approvals are going to be 10 to 100 times higher than your consumer approvals. So in your personal world, you have that credit card and you have 10,000 limit on it, you could get 100,000, and those who want it can get up to that $1 million. So I'm on the 3rd page of your worksheet, and I want to talk a little bit about why it's so important to know what your personal credit is. But before I do that, I just want to go back and say why it's so important to have business credit established. You get to have a competitive advantage because now you have learned that you can separate your business and your personal credit and build a credit profile in the name of your business, and that will leverage you to be able to get the funding that you want to either start, grow, or scale that business. And in some cases, when you're looking for that financing and funding, there is no collateral that's required. You don't have to put your house up. You don't have to put your car up. And as I said earlier, it's easier to grow your business when you have the money available. So I mentioned Walmart earlier. 80% of the cash injection comes from business credit. I also mentioned trade lines earlier. 513 trade lines. These are purchase orders that they've created, and they don't have to pay for either 10, 15, or 30 days down the road. And new businesses can get business credit. That's why we're here. So how do you build business credit? That is something we're going to talk about next week with the trade lines. What I want to do is go into your 3rd page of your worksheet. And I want to go back into talking about why it is so important to understand your personal credit scoring. When I talk about the foundation for building business credit, this is one of the components. Understanding how your personal credit scores are determined gives you an advantage in positioning your business and getting the money it needs to start, grow, or scale. And using your personal credit wisely, it positions you toward better interest rates. And as the business owner, the underwriting guidelines that are in place, they will review your personal credit to determine your credit worthiness. And they will make sure that your business credit is separate from your personal. So we talked about the number one factor in the business credit is how you pay your bills. So paying your bills in a timely manner shows responsibility. And when they look at the personal credit side, they're going to want to see that you don't have any 30-day lates in making a payment in your personal world, because they view that in your business world also. Not applying for more credit shows your ability to manage your finances. And we talked about that mix of credit. So having a mix of credit shows that other lenders see you as credit worthy. And therefore, as part of the underwriting guidelines, when you're establishing credit in the name of your business, they too will be looking at that. And then using less than 30% of the credit you have available shows your ability to pay. And then the history of your accounts indicates when you started to apply for credit. And we talked a little bit about that. So again, why is personal credit so important and how is personal credit used? A lot of people don't realize that anytime you apply for a loan on an application, you've given them permission to view your personal credit scores and reports so that they can determine your credit worthiness. And on your worksheet of page 3, I have given you some examples of why your personal credit is pooled. Some employers may ask for it when you're applying for a job. We already know any mortgage company is going to pull your personal credit report, but did you know that renters also have that happen? If you're applying for an auto, any of your utilities that you want for your home, your cell phone, and your insurance. People, this is sad to know, but people who have a lower credit score are actually paying more for their cell phone, their utilities, their insurance, their auto, and that's not something that we want to do. So as I said earlier, building business credit allows you to separate from your personal credit, and it's very important to protect your personal credit, to also utilize it as leverage when building credit in the name of your business. So again, I want to stop for a moment and see if anyone has any questions. Some of you have privately messaged me in the chat, and I would urge you that if you have a question, to go ahead and send it out to everyone, because it may assist them and they may have had that question also. So I have a question, and I'm going to spend some more time on this and open up the lines in a little bit, but I have a question about, if my personal credit score is currently low, what can I do to improve that, and how will that affect me getting business credit? So Mary, that's a good question. So one of the things that we do is we will also do a credit analysis and work on you with that, so that we can pull your credit report and see what factors may be affecting that right now. And Mary's also asked me, she doesn't have her EIN yet, so how can she go about doing that? Oh, sure, I'll answer that in just a second. So making sure that you have your personal credit score where it needs to be. And for business credit, it's usually like a 640 and above that we can usually work with to get the financing and to get you business credit. Anybody that tries to go into a bank tomorrow to get a business credit card, if you don't know what they're going to ask, and that's what we teach, if you don't know what they're going to ask, you will get turned down, and that's not good because they're going to pull your credit report. So Mary, what I would suggest is, and I'll send you a private note, we can evaluate your current credit reports to see what factors may be hurting you. And then we'll be able to put a strategy together to make sure that we get you where you need to be if you're not already at that 640. Okay? And then as far as the EIN, I will also be sending out a resource after the call and along with the recording of where you can go to get your EIN, to get your company incorporated. You can do it online. There's, you know, Rocket Lawyer and those types of places. There's incorporate.us. There's so many places you can go to get that and make that happen. And I have a couple other resources for you. Okay. So I want to go, if there aren't any other questions right now, I want to go back to, okay, Justin's asking me something here. So Justin's asking me, he says, I have a business credit card that has my business name on it, and I don't know if it's reporting to my personal credit or not. And I don't know if I have a business credit profile established. So Justin, what you want to do there again is we want to get a copy of your credit report. And if you pull it, it's called a soft pull. It doesn't go against you as an inquiry. We want to look at that and see if it's listed on your personal credit report, Justin, it is not a business credit card. Your business credit cards will not be listed on your personal reports. They will be listed on a business report such as Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. And we will be diving into that even further as we go through the training. Okay, does that help? Okay, he's saying yes. Okay, so I want to go to the 4th page. We're at the 30-minute mark here because I want to have time for some live question and answers because there may be some people out there who aren't sure about some things, and I think it helps the group when we ask. So on the 4th page, what I've given you here are some resources, and I truly believe that everybody needs to have a copy of their personal credit report. And when you pull it as the consumer, it doesn't go against you as an inquiry. And there are several places to do it. So the link that I have provided, that's Identity IQ. That is a $1 trial for 7 days. And if you send that information to me, I'll be able to access it, and then everyone on this call will be able to get a free credit analysis. So if you want that, just send me a quick email. And it's Eileen@thecreditgal.com. And I'm going to put that in to the chat so that everybody has it. And you have this on all the emails that I send you to. Eileen@thecreditgal, if I can type. So just send me an email there and we'll get you in the schedule to be able to give you that credit analysis so we can see where you are and where you need to get to. Again, that's free to the participants of the masterclass. And that 7-day free trial, I'll make sure that before the 7 days is up, that we get that canceled for you. And that's a quick way to get it. Another way is to, again, I'm on the 4th page of your worksheet. You can visit annualcreditreport.com, and by law, you can request your own credit reports every 12 months. It's not a year, once a year thing. If you get them in July, then next July you can get them again. It's every 12 months. And what you do there is you would just go onto their site, and then you would access the first one, maybe it's TransUnion. You'll be able to save it to your computer. They give you a login. Then you can go back and get the other 2 reports too. And it's easier when we do the credit analysis if you use Identity IQ, because I just put it right into my system and we go from there. However, if you prefer to do annualcreditreport.com, we can definitely work with that. And as I said to all the participants in the masterclass, I'm offering a free credit analysis, and we will get you on the schedule. And there is the link on your page to get the Identity IQ. So now I want to, in our next class, we're going to be talking about how do you build business credit. We're actually going to start laying down the foundations. And we're going to make sure that your business is set up credibly. And again, the reason that I start with the importance of the personal credit file is because the lenders are always, always, always going to look at your personal side, always. Even though you're setting it up, until you get to that point where you're making, I'd say, $1 million or more, and you've established credit, they will look at just your business credit profile. But while we're just starting to do this, it's very important to have your personal credit where it needs to be. And then in week 3, we're going to talk about building those vendor accounts. And week 4, we're going to talk about the fundability and the resources. And what I mean by the fundability is now that we have started to build the foundation by getting your personal credit scores where they need to be, by building the foundation for your business credit and getting those vendor accounts. And then we're going to get into building store accounts and accessing what would be available for you as far as getting funding. You do not have to wait till week 4. We have a free application that you can do. Some of you in the group have already done it, and we're working on that. Anyone else that's interested, again, just email me at eileen@thecreditgal.com, and we'll go ahead and get you started on that. So just a reminder, and then I'm going to open the line for any questions that anyone may have. This masterclass is held 4 consecutive Tuesdays. We will have a bonus Tuesday, a 5th call, where it's nothing but Q&A, everything that we've been working on. And if you know of anyone that might be interested in doing this, it's not too late to register, and they can do that at thecreditgal.biz/masterclass. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And I am unmuting everyone. There I am.
Then I go straight to the timestamp.
Okay, so I've just unmuted everyone. So who, I'm not sure who's in the background.
Matthew with his learning disabilities or with his ADHD.
Okay, so I have everyone muted. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, could you please write them in the chat, and then I will unmute you so that we can see what it is that we can answer for you. Everybody's being quiet today. Okay, has everyone been able to get access to I know, Quinta, it's a lot of info to give out, isn't it? Does everyone have access to the worksheets now? And when the call is done, I will go ahead and send that out again. And I can actually send you the one that has the words typed in for you so that you have that. Okay, so